Hello, it's Gem Games here once again, and welcome to this Unreal Engine 5 tutorial where I will show you how to create this ceiling light to this building. So yeah, let's get started. First, what we want to do, we want to go to the materials folder and we want to create a new material. Let's call this emissive light material. Like this, let's open it. Now let's keep 3 pressed on our keyboard and left click so we get this constant 3 vector. Now from here let's connect to the base color. Also let's multiply it and connect to the emissive color. Now what we want to multiply it with will be a scalar parameter, and let's call this emissive like this, and we can leave it to 0. Now I want to set this color to white, maybe some shade of little bit gray like this. Okay, something like that, or maybe a little bit yellow. It shouldn't matter that much, something like that. Okay, let's save. Let's close. Now let's go to the blueprint and to the interactable, and let's create a new blueprint class type actor, and let's call this ceiling light. Let's open it. And here on the ceiling light, what we want to do, I first want to add a cylinder, but you can add whatever shape you want. Now I want to check that this lock is unlocked. I want to make this x 0.5, y 0.5, and set 0.01. So it's like this. Okay. And one more thing actually on the material that I forgot. So let's compile, save, and let's move this next to here. One more thing on the material that we just created. On the emissive light material, we want to make it two-sided like this. Okay, let's save again. Let's close it. And yeah, so what we want to do next, we want to add a spotlight. Here we want to rotate the spotlight minus 90 degrees on the Y. So it's like this. Then I want to move it like, I want to disable this snapping, and I want to move it a little bit downwards like this. Actually, let's move it under the default scene input so we can see the real values. So I will put it to -2. Okay, then what I want to do here is I want to set this intensity to like 10,000. And this inner cone angle, I want to set this to like 40. Outer cone angle to like 80. Okay, we can adjust this later. So one more thing that we want to do here on this cylinder, we want to set this material to that emissive light material like that. Okay, then we want to go to the event graph, and here on the event graph we want to create a variable. Let's call it on, and it will be type boolean. Let's delete all these nodes from here, and let's create a new custom event, and let's call this switch. Now we want to get this on. We want to get a branch, so be a left click, connect this to here. And what we want to do next is we actually have to go to the construction script. And here on the construction script, we want to get our cylinder, so our mesh that has the emissive light material. And then we want to get material. Okay, and we don't need this other cylinder here. And now from here, we want to create dynamic material instance. Connect this to here. Now let's connect this to the source material, and we don't have to actually set anything else here on this. Now we want to just promote this to a variable, and let's call this emissive material reference, and I want to move it up here. Okay, and now let's call the switch custom event that we created, or the function, or actually I think this says it's called function, yeah, even though it's custom event, but yeah, it doesn't matter. So let's compile, save. Now here on this switch custom event, what we want to do, we want to get the emissive material reference, and we want to set scalar parameter value from the true, and also let's copy this under here from the false, and I would like to add a little rewrote to here, and this parameter value name will be called emissive. Now I will copy this and paste it here. Here we want to set it to 1, the top one, and here on the bottom we want to set it to 0. Now let's get the spotlight, and we want to set visibility from here, and let's also copy and paste it to here like this, and connect the target, and here we want to set it to the new visibility to true, and here we want to set it to false. So now if we set this to true, it will call this. If we set it to false, it will call this. Now one more thing, we want to make this instance editable and expose on spawn. Now when we change it on the level, it will on the construction script it will call this, so we can see it in the real time working. And I will actually align this quickly. Now compile and save. And why do we have some problem? Okay, because I forgot to connect this to here. So like this. Compile and save. And why do we have this all? Is because on the next episode we will create a switch that we can modularly connect to any actor basically, and we will connect it to this one, so it will call this switch and it will turn it on and it will turn it off. Yeah, okay, now let's go to the level. Let's go here to the house inside here, and you notice that you cannot see much here. So what we want to do now, we want to go here, click on the lit and change it to unlit. So now we can see here inside the house. Now I want to make this snapping to grid enabled again. And now I want to go to the interactables and get the ceiling light. Let's move it upwards here. And is it inside the roof? Yes, it is. And we want to change this set location to like 280, I think. That's actually perfect. Now I want to move this here to the middle. So the values will be, in my case, it will be, yes, it's here. And it's here. So it's 1700 on the X and 1100 on the Y. In my case, if you have put this building elsewhere, it might not be the same. But now, if we actually, sorry, we have to first set the lighting to lit. Now you can see, actually, you cannot see anything, but yeah, that's what I was saying. Now, when we make this true, you can see the light turns on. And when you make it false, it will turn off. Okay, and now if you want to adjust these values of the light, you can just select here the spotlight and you can change these. Like the intensity, you can make it more intense or less intense. And also these values, you can change these. So when you change this closer to the outer cone angle, it will make the line where the light ends basically like more sharp and so on. But yeah, I think this 80 and 40, maybe even 45, but yeah, 80 and 40, I think these values are pretty good. So now, if we save and we play, we go inside the house. Let's see how it looks. Yeah, we have this light here in the middle. And like I told you, in the next episode, we will add here a light switch that we can use to turn this on or off. So yeah. And one more thing that I wanted to tell you is that I have been a little sick for around a week, so I haven't been able to create many videos, but I'm already a little bit better, so I will continue working with this project soon. So yeah, I actually think that was all for this video. If you liked what you saw, please click the like button and subscribe for more. And yeah, hope you have a great day and see you on the next one. Bye.